fire to happen, there has to be oxygen. Sasa, the other thing, for fire to happen, there must be fuel. And then the last thing that that has to be there for fire to happen is heat. Sasa, so for fire to happen, lazima kuwe na hizi vitu tatu, lazima kuwe na hewa. Sasa, lazima kuwe na fuel, the materials that are burning. Alright? Tuko pamoja? Yes. The materials that are burning, in this case are the fuel. And then the other concept is heat. Before moto ikuwe ignited, hapa tukiweza washa hii gas, tuwasha hii Bunsen burner, si ndio? The content is there because kuna gas na leak. And then of course, hapa kwa atmosphere kuna oxygen. Ni sasa, but if we don't ignite, kama hakuna kitu ya kuignite, can that fire burn? Siwezi waka? Yes. So in as much as mwalimu atakuja afungue na afanye ile, he must bring something in and it bring about a spark. That spark is what causes the fire to ignite. Sasa, yes. So what basically happens when we are coming to mitigation of fire, it is the elimination method. So the moment tuna introduce anything in mitigate fire, tunajaribu ni kama hii story ikiwa na miguu tatu, ukuje utoe hii zinaweza simama, si zinaanguka. Yes. So basically what happens when we introduce an extinguisher or an extinguishing agent or any other suppressant system, they eliminate one of the factors. So in this case, if you are using a CO2 type, you eliminate heat. When you are using powder type, you eliminate oxygen. And when you are using the foam type extinguisher, you eliminate fuel. So we have classes of fire. We have four classes of fire. We have class A. Class A fire, it is basically called the basic fire. So basic fire, in this case, nile general fire, ile moto ya kitchen, ile moto ya materials in a burn. Whenever we have these materials burning, wood burning, mattresses, clothing, litter, everything else that is so basic, we put it under class A fire. So for class A fire, it can be mitigated by one, inaweza kuwa mitigated by a powder type extinguisher. Inaweza kuwa mitigated na CO2 extinguisher. Inaweza kuwa mitigated na foam type. Na inaweza kuwa mitigated by a water type. So hii basic fire inaweza zimwa na any kind of extinguisher. So wakati mattresses zina burn, you can use water extinguisher, you can use a foam type, even the CO type will burn. But it doesn't mean that for all the four types of extinguishers that I've mentioned, like they are most effective. Naelewana? That way kuna extinguishers zenye zimewekwa hapa kwa dormitory na kuna zenye zimewekwa karibu na library. Lakini kwa library unaona ita basic fire because ile moto wako karatasi, ndio? I can't tell you the reason. So in this case, how many types of extinguishers do we have so far? 4. Do you think, from your own understanding, do you think this is the only type of extinguisher that we could be having? Yeah? No, we have other extinguishers, but they are more complex. We have the types of wet chemical. So in a setup like this one, you would commonly find wet chemical type because it is designed for industrial use. But we have more than these extinguishers. So basic fire is a similar anything. So then the B, we call it electric. We call it electric fire. For electric fire, ni ile kia wirelessness ya stima, vitu overplug vitu kwa the same socket. Maybe kuna voltage, maybe kuna zile power spikes. Maybe mvua ikikuwa in position kushikana na stima, hizo contact zinashikana, and it is highly possible to cause a fire outbreak. So in an electric fire, let me just a question: which do you think is the most ideal extinguisher to use whenever there is an electric fire? So what do you have, the three of them? Hapa extinguisher yenye tunakosa sana sana hapa ni ya maji. Yeah? Unfortunately, the institution doesn't have one, but we would have really wished to have it around. Inafanana tu na hii, but from the colors you can see the difference. And now, imeandikwa powder hiyo form, kuna ingine tu imeandikwa water. From your own understanding, which one do you think is the most ideal extinguisher to use when dealing with an electric fire? Yes, please. Carbon? Okay. These are carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide. Yes, that's true. For the electric fires, the most ideal extinguisher is a CO2 type extinguisher, right? Why? Why do you think a CO2 will do? Why not water? What do you think would happen when you use water? Yeah? Why do you think using a water type extinguisher to extinguish electric fire is inappropriate? Yes, please. You're right. Water, anasema water hiyo itacontradict na, who can have the best word, the best term to use, ina-contradict na stima. Yeah? Yes? Yes, please. Yes, there's something to do with electrocution. You can be electrocuted. So, the moment we have a water type extinguisher, water conducts electricity. So the moment you're handling this appliance, unawezaona hii appliance imeundwa na chuma all around. Ndio? Hii ni chuma, all around ni chuma. So ile content iko ndani, kama iko good, if it is a good conductor of electricity, the moment tunatumia kwenda kupiga nayo stima, that means current will come all around with that water. Ndio? And what happens? Utakuwa electrocuted. Rather than kuzima moto utazima. So don't, in any part, never at any point, and I have said never, at any given point, use a water type extinguisher to extinguish fire that is caused by electricity. Sasa, tumepatana? Yes, nataka kuemphasize hapo sana, because you might find that you just find an extinguisher and then you think you can just extinguish fire. No, be sure of the kind of fire that you're extinguishing so that you can know the most ideal extinguisher to use. Alright? So this one, it can be extinguished by this CO2 type. That is the most ideal extinguisher. And then it can also be extinguished by powder extinguisher. So in as much as powder eliminates oxygen, the electricity is not in so much, the contact has hakuna oxygen as much. But the thing is, the moment fire breaks, see the next thing is ashika hizi. Yeah? So what happens, tukiweza kupuliza powder, you notice that everybody will go out. Tukiweza kupuliza once. Because inakusuffocate. So the moment imekuwa applied kwa electric fire, ina mitigate any other thing catching fire, then it suffocates the whole area. So that such that there's no spread of, hakuna spread ya moto tena. So in this case, don't you try to use a foam type extinguisher. Realize foam na maji they are closely related. Sio? Yes, na much as inatoka kama sabuni. Na hizo electrons. Sio? Yes. So So don't use foam type extinguisher and water type extinguisher to extinguish electric fire. So you go to class C. Class C fire. Hizi zinaitwa chini metallic. Metallic fire is the likes of potassium, like we say, barium, another metal that can burn, and commonly most of them hizi zinakuanga industrial. It's not sana sisi, they are not for your setup per se, but so of course you are elevating to the next ladder, sio? So ukitoka hapo unaenda to the next ladder, you elevate, mwende mjipate kwa kampuni zenye zinadili na hizi metallic, ndio? So be cautious enough. And for this case, metallic fire can be extinguished by a powder type extinguisher. It can be extinguished by a CO2 extinguisher, and it can be extinguished by a foam type extinguisher. So, in as much as water can, but it is not most ideal because in metallic fire they are very, very hot. So, the temperatures zinakuwa ziko juu sana. And in that case, a water type extinguisher might be a little bit inadequate. So for powder type extinguisher will be the most ideal. Mahali tumefikia, I know for sure I know that umesikia touch a powder in every case. So in this case, by that you will have noticed that a powder type extinguisher is a universal kind of an extinguisher. So what I mean by that is that inaweza zima moto yoyote, sio? Sasa yes, and if you go around within the institution, ukienda just check closely the institutions that are mounted kwa ukuta. Most of them are mounted. Why? Because no matter the situation, no matter whatever is burning, that kind of an extinguisher will be able to mitigate that kind of fire. So, come to class D fire. Class D fire, these are the flammable liquids. Flammable liquids. For flammable liquids, just mention one or two flammable liquids. What do you think? What do you have as a flammable liquid? Yes, please. Yes. Kerosene, that's good. Yes. Diesel. Okay. Diesel. Yeah. Diesel is another flammable liquid. Something else? Ethanol. Yes, ethanol is a flammable liquid. Something else? Yeah? Flammable liquids. Kitu gani unaona ni flammable apart from whatever they have said? Kitu gani ingine you think it's a liquid? Na ikiwa subjected to fire inaweza shika moto. Yes, please. Very yes, please. Even backbenchers. What do we have? Yeah? Alcohol inaitwa ethanol. Sio? Something else? Yes, please. Yeah? Petrol. Yes, petrol ndio sana ndio inashika moto. Watu wanajua inashika moto zaidi. Sio? Yes, those are just but a few. We have gasoline, we have a lot more. So, for flammable liquids, from the kind of extinguishers that we have, which one do you think is the most ideal extinguisher to extinguish a flammable liquid? Yes, please. from the concept, from what I have told you already, which one do you think is the most ideal extinguisher to extinguish flammable liquid? Flammable liquid kitu kama petrol, kitu kama diesel, kitu gasoline, kerosene. Please. What is the most ideal extinguisher to extinguish a flammable liquid? E. I think it is. See, Papa. We'll have a look at it while extinguishing. Foam is the most ideal extinguisher. Why do you think foam is the most ideal extinguisher to deal with flammable liquids? Or well, before even thinking of why it's very ideal, before thinking that it's very ideal, which other extinguisher do you think can extinguish that fire? Yes, someone mentioned powder. No, we say that powder is known as the universal type of extinguisher. No, that means hata people in flammable liquid, bado inaweza kusema. Sasa uangalie concept ya powder sana, because concept ya powder what it does ni cutting supply of oxygen. Now the moment oxygen imetoka kwa ile triangle yetu inaisha, sio? So powder as well it is in a position to extinguish that kind of fire. Now, when do you think foam is more ideal as compared to water? What do you think? Ukitumia maji in this case, tuko na petrol hapa imemwagika, tumeka kama moto ina happen, tutumie a water tank extinguisher. What do you think would happen? Itazima moto? Chances zitakuwa? Chances are hiyo moto utaitoa hapa, ipeleke wapi? Sindio? Are the two miscible? Are the two liquids miscible? Is petrol and water miscible? No. Water is denser than? Which one is denser than the other? Water. Water happens to be denser than petrol. So in this case, a water type extinguisher uzime ile content inatoka chini inakuja juu, maji inaenda chini. Sasa so moto inakuja tu juu ya maji. So moto itaziko. In that case, ukitumia maji mingi, you will move it from here to that point. Sindio? Juu hiyo pressure. Unatoa hapa unapeleka pale. So kama ni materials zilikuwa zinabana, kama moto ilikuwa kidogo, siongeza. So in that case, you're just causing more harm than good. Sindio? So don't use a water type extinguisher to extinguish the flammable liquids. What foam does? Foam, nikitoa foam saizi, uta notice ita form a layer, ita spread. And now that they are not visible, inakuja ni kama sabuni. Ni kama ile foam. When I talk of foam, I don't try to see what foam is. Sindio? Ile foam. Foam, nikispread foam saizi, ita spread juu. Sasa, limiting oxygen, covering the whatever materials that are burning, and by that case, you are able to extinguish this kind of fire. So far so good. Tumemaliza na classes of fire. Any question? Kitu yenye mtaelewa among the classes of fire and the classification of the extinguishers. Yes, I'm welcoming questions here from that end. Yes, please.
I ask if you what is the talk for?
Yes.
Why is there money? What is the talk? And the air is just going.
Yes.
Where do you start from? You start this way.
And that way. Yes, there is the concept of wind and extinguishing fire. Kama unapata upepo inatoka huku, ndio, na moto iko hapa, let's do a small diagram. Ndio. Tuweze kuelewa. If we have wind coming from this end, and the materials that are burning ziko hapa, sindio? You want to extinguish this fire, yeah? Sasa anauliza uta extinguish fire from point A ama from point B. I want us to get just answers from just this place. Yes? From point B. So in this case, there are factors to consider. One, hii upepo yenye inakuja ama mahali unachomeka, is it inside? Tuseme for instance ni hapa, si ndio? Tuseme hizi all the windows are wide open. See, we have chances are wind inaingia ndani. Na by that case wind inatoka pande gani? Inatoka huko, si ndio? Moto iko huko. But where is our exit? Exit iko huko, si ndio? So the first case, whenever you don't have, assuming we don't have that, but you have wind and you have fire, like a burning bush. So on this case, you come on this end. Ni wind wall, sindio? So unakuja hii side, so that ukizima moto, there's no that, hakuna resistance. Unaona? Ukizima moto from this end, hii inaendelea kublow moto. Sasa, and the chances are, even the extinguishers that you are using, zitakuwa zimewezwa na the fire, na plus the additional pressure from wind. Sindio? So chances of you mitigating this fire, they are minimal. Sasa, the chances are minimal. I don't mean that you cannot, but they are minimal. And that means, whenever they are minimal, you stand at risk. Because if you don't have an exit in that case, you're going to get. Sasa, so assuming it's a concept of this classroom, this laboratory, you have your exit there. The other exit on that side. In as much as hizi madirisha zimefunguliwa na moto inakuja from that end, never make a risk to go against that. Kwenda ati unataka kuzima moto from this end, ukielekea huko. Because if that fire is unmanageable, see there's a point fire can get unmanageable, si ndio? Yes, if that fire gets to be unmanageable, you won't have an exit route. Na already, wewe umetoa moto huku, umeelekeza wapi? Alright? If it's an open field, always go against, always go ile side yenye wind inatoka, and then you extinguish that fire to the direction the wind is blowing towards. Sasa. So in this case, if it's a closed area, the main factor to consider here is the exit. You must think of your exit. So the moment you mitigate fire, always make sure the exit is behind you. Sasa, so that ukizima moto, ikishindikana, you are the first priority. Sasa, everything else, yote ikienda chini, wewe ubaki, it's a win. Sasa, alright? You are the first priority. So, in this case, never, and I have said never extinguish fire. Ukielekeza moto towards your exit. So, yes, always make sure the exit is behind you, so that if the fire is unmanageable, you exit and then you raise out. So far, another question? I hope you are answered. Umeelewa, eh? Something else? Maybe another question from admin staff. Maybe so far. All right. We go to the next thing. These extinguishers have 5 major parts. The extinguisher has 5 major parts. I'll begin with the CO2 type, and you'll find that most of them they have the same. So there's a slight difference from the extinguisher, the CO2 extinguisher with hizi zingine. Maybe you can notice kuna vile orientation yake zinakaa tofauti, ndio? You can notice this one has a wide open. It has a wide opening, ndio? This one has a very thin opening, ndio? Hii it has very tiny, ndio? You might want to know the difference and why the difference, right? So the first part of an extinguisher is the discharge hose. All extinguishers have something called discharge hose. So discharge hose, heat. This one is the thing inatumika to discharge the content yenye iko hapa ndani. Sasa so wakati moto imekuja, hii unashika na mkono moja, right? Na ile mkono ingine inashika the next part. So the discharge hose, it's a very crucial thing. So in an instance you find that extinguisher haina hiyo, achana naye. Sawa? Yes, kama haina hii, unaona uko na extinguisher, just be sure hauna extinguisher, because hata kama uko nayo haitakusaidia completely, because hiyo discharge hose iko designed kuweza kumitigate hizo classes of fire based on the characteristic of each. So you have number 2, you have the river head. This is the next thing, the river head. This river head, you must be sure of it. Kuna zingine utapata hazina, maybe iko na hii moja, maybe haina hii. Right? Ingine utapata iko all loose, haijashikwa vizuri. Hii kitu acha nikwambie, the reason why we want it as intact as it is, uitumie wakati iko intact, because this thing is dangerous. Sasa, extinguisher is not a thing to play with. So you must be sure. This river head must be intact. Lazima ikuwe iko for you to start using that extinguisher. So number 3, on that river head, we have something called the pressure gauge. Pressure gauge. Pressure gauge. In this case, kwa CO2 hakuna pressure gauge, but kwa hii kuna this thing unaona. Right? Unaiona? Unaiona vizuri? Na bado iko kwa hii voltage. Na bado iko kwa watertight. Pressure gauge. Pressure gauge ni ya nini? Pressure gauge ni ya kwa certain kwamba hii content iko hapa ndani iko na propellant, iko na pressure ya kutoa hiyo content ndio iweze kuzima moto. Umeelewa? Hapa ndani kuna pressure. The pressure is different from the powder. Sasa, so for that powder to come out, for that powder ukipressure ndio itoke, ukifinya ndio itoke, lazima kuna hiyo pressure. So hiyo pressure inapimwa na hii gauge. It is good for you to know that kwa hii gauge iko na regions. That is why it is a very important part you should understand how it works. Iko na 3 regions. It has a red region towards the left, it has a green region, and then it has another extreme red thing towards the right. Hiyo extinguisher inafaa kukaa always on the green region. Always. The moment umepata hiyo pointer iko within that green region, that means that extinguisher it's in a good position, inaweza zima moto. Sasa yes. Ukipata hiyo extinguisher, the pointer is leaning towards the left. Ukipata imelala huko towards the left, inamaanisha extinguisher iko na hiyo content, lakini haina pressure. So hata ukifinya hivi, hakuna kitu kinaweza toka. Sasa Na that's why ukiangalia pale chini mahali tumepark, tunafanya refilling. Una extinguisher already maybe zimeguzwa, zimekuwa vandalized, mara maybe kulikuwa na moto iwahi tumika. So whatever we are refilling, the content that we are refilling, we are making sure that all your extinguisher has adequate pressure. Sawa. So in that case, ukienda kuchukua extinguisher, just be sure that hiyo pointer imesimama, iko kwa green region. Now, the moment umepata hiyo pointer iko leaning towards the right. What does it mean? It means that extinguisher is extremely dangerous to use. Sasa, if you find that pointer is leaning towards the right, it means that extinguisher is extremely dangerous. Kama nilivyosema hapo awali, hii extinguisher iko highly compressed, iko highly pressurized. Na any slight mistake, any kind of weakness, so unaweza chukua hii extinguisher umiss kidogo itrip tu ya chini, si ndio? Assuming that pressure is iko highly pressurized, assuming that iko na weakness kidogo, what happens? I'm telling you, if this extinguisher happens, and God forbid, happen to pasukia hapa, hii building haiko, there's a possibility itabomoa. Sasa, I don't want you to imagine when you ulikuwa unaihanda. Sasa, so if the pointer is leaning towards the right, we leave it. Sasa, yes, handle these extinguishers with care. Don't just play with them. Sasa kwa kupata extinguisher kama imehangiwa pale kwa ukuta, wewe mjuaji, extinguisher ni achana na extinguisher tafadhali. Tumia extinguisher wakati kuna moto peke yake. Sasa that's it. So we go to the fourth part. The fourth part of the extinguisher. We have the instruction record. Unfortunately, hizi tunachukua tunazihandle. Ukiangalia kwa hiyo extinguisher yenu, okay, I have this. Utapata kwa hizi extinguisher zote tutaweka, utapata kitu kama hii. Right? Right? This is an inspection record. But here for extinguisher, kuna hizi instruction. They are always here. If they are not for extinguisher yetu tutapata haina, tutawekelea an instruction label. Sasa it tells you whenever you have an extinguisher, the first point is to kushika the pin, kutoa, inakueleza how to handle, how to aim. Sasa before using an extinguisher you can get close. Kama hii inakuonyesha tu, use instruction labels. Inakuonyesha tu shika pin ndo hii is the next part that tutaangalia. Inakwambia shika hii, aim to the fire, to the base of the fire, press the lever that way, the instruction label. Then hii inakuwa attached to that instruction label. Hii inspection it is among iko pamoja na hiyo. So there's a point utapata imeandikwa service date, the technician who serviced it, and then the next service. The next service it should be time iko huko mbele. So unaweza kuja kupata extinguisher kama ulikuwa keen enough kuangalia hizo extinguishers ziko kwa hii institution yenu. You will notice that those extinguishers were serviced back in 2021. So the possibility that has been there, and the main challenge that we have experienced while servicing the extinguisher is that hizi content mingi zimeshikana. What happens with this extinguisher is that ukiwezaweka hii powder for prolonged duration kama 6 months or even up to 1 year, ni kama simiti ukiwezaweka chini, what happens, it fades, inakuwa kama mawe, na the moment imekuwa mawe ukienda kutumia itatumika. Sawa. So whenever you are using an extinguisher, it's always good to be sure that that extinguisher is within this limit that is indicated in this instruction label. Alright? Sawa. Right. The fifth part, we have the safety pin. hiyo safety pin, hiyo ndio imehold your extinguisher. Without that safety pin, hii extinguisher it remains to be at risk of vandalism, it remains to be at risk of losing the pressure, it remains at a risk of losing even the content. Iko at risk of just hiyo extinguisher kutokuwa in a good condition which can be used. Na hiyo safety pin ndio inazuia. Sasa hata ningeshika hii haiwezi fanya anything. Sasa but the moment tunatoa hii safety pin, hii ni kama lock. Nikishika hapa nitoe hii, nipige tu mara moja chumba. Nisha break hiyo seal. Now I can be able to use that extinguisher. So without the safety seal, it's always good to be sure that your extinguisher inaweza tumika, and it's always good for you, and ni vizuri ukielimisha wenzako kwamba kupatana na extinguisher atoe hiyo kitu. Ana expose shule yenu kuwa kwa risk, because if you lose pressure the next day, moto ikitokea, you cannot use that extinguisher. Whose fault? Because of a careless individual who doesn't know how to handle an extinguisher. Who doesn't know that extinguisher is not supposed to be touched, not only if there is a fire outbreak. Alright? Any question so far? Swali yoyote mpaka mahali tumefikia. Are you contented? Yes, please.
For vehicles, we also have more small ones for vehicles.
Yes.
Is it safe that we store it in the car?
Let me understand that. Like, ukwenda kwa gari or boot
All the time.
it's highly advisable. It is highly advisable that hiyo extinguisher ikae hata mahali kuna zile kidogo. Kuna zile kidogo. It is always advisable that hiyo extinguisher ikae mahali easily accessible. We have a case where gari umesikia mahali gasi basi imechomeka, si ndio? And what you will find, utapata hiyo basi hata kama ni kubwa hizi imetoka hapo kutoka hapo mpaka huko mwisho, but you will find that bus iko na extinguisher 1 kg. A 1 kg extinguisher. Mnaona mahali kuna hiyo shida? Because a 1 kg extinguisher, kama hii ni 9, this is a 9 kg. Na lakini such a big bus has a 1 kg extinguisher. And then maybe mahali hata iko, maybe haiko accessible. It was always good to have that extinguisher close to a place which is accessible. Sasa utapata kwa basi inakaa kwa dere hapo nyuma tu hapo. No, in case anything happens, dere ndio anashika ya kwanza na anatumia. Sasa salingi. Yes. Mko contented? Umeelewa? Umeelewa parts of extinguisher zote? Kwa nini mtu anauliza swali, kwa nini hii ya nadhani iko na mdomo mrefu kuliko hii? Iko na mdomo mrefu, hii yake ni pana, na hii ya hii inakaa ni dot. Si kuna tofauti kubwa? Ukiweka hii hapa, itafanya kazi? Do you think it will work? It cannot work appropriate. Hata hiyo ukibadilisha uweke pale, it still cannot work appropriate. Badala nikiweza hamisha hii extinguisher, hii discharge hose, niweke kwa foam. By the time natumia, ile content iko pale ndani itatoka kama maji, haitatoka ikiwa foam. Sasa, so the reason why it is like this, it is to increase pressure. So the moment nimepress hiyo extinguisher, si kuna ile pressure iko ndani, imesukuma hiyo maji itoke. Already ikiwa ndani, hiyo ni kama chemical composition of which iko in liquid form. Si nimeiforce itoke. The moment imeenda kutoka, imekuja imepatana na mahali inatokea, iko very squeezed. Right? So hiyo compression it makes it, inafanya hiyo chemical inachanganyika like it mixes up. Thereafter, by the time inatoka iko inakaa kama foam. Sasa ukiweza weka sabuni kwa maji, itakuwa foam kweli? Ukiweka liquid detergent kwa maji. Si lazima ufanye hivi. Kwa nini unafanya hivyo? Ndio uweze kuactivate hizo, ndio uweze maji iweze kumix up, iweze kuproduce your foam. So the same case. For this one, it's ideal. The small opening, it's just ideal for powder type. Na pia water type. This one shares the same distance as with the water type extinguisher. Now this one, the reason why this one has a wide opening is because hapa ndani, I don't know whether you can see. If you can check closely, vizuri tu, inakaa ndani ni kama iko na jet. Ni kama iko na kajet, ni kama iko na kitu ndani inakaa kama nut, lakini si nut. That's a jet. That jet, nikiweza toa hii na nipulize, the content that is inside here itaenda in 4 directions. Itaenda hivi na hivi. Lakini haita aim mahali moto iko. So the reason why this one is created in that manner, it's to increase pressure for these, to increase the pressure for these content, and then it mixes up. Ikitokea, the moment itatokea hapa, inatoka ikiwa ni kama paste, which is very very cold. Sasa, so the moment ikiweza yake kama ile, itatoka ikiwa haita, like it's not ideal. So it is every discharge hose, it is created for its own use. Sasa, right. I don't know the next thing. Evacuation procedures. What to do in an instance of fire? Moto imetokea. Now what? What next? What next? Umenotice moshi. Unaona moshi. Umenotice kitu. Unaweza kufeel kuna harufu kutoka kwa apparatus room. Kwa hiyo room ya apparatus unaanza kunotice there's a certain odor ya moto. Umenotice moshi imetokea. What is the next thing? How do you think you could do? Assume ni wewe peke yako. Watu wengine wako huko kwa field. Si mmoja anatokea kwa dormitory, watu wengine wako kwa darasa. Kwa ni mtu mmoja alikuwa amebaki huko akitafuta shoelaces. Amenotice moto. Assume ni wewe. How do you do? This guy would sit back, relax, and enjoy. That's it. What do you do? That's very good. Yes. What you do in that instance, moment when we notice, hapa kuna moshi, hapa kuna fire, and wewe uko peke yako. Kama hakuna alarm, the first thing you do is to raise alarm. Andika, the first thing you do. Raise alarm. Raise alarm. Let the others know. How big can you shout? Unaweza maliza mimi kwa kitchen. Unaweza shout mtu akiwa kwa lobby tunasikia kutoka hapa. Ikiwasha moto pale isishinde. Unaweza kushout mtu akiwa kwa full asikie akuje. Yes? What I'm trying to say is on that day, if you don't have a physical alarm at itafinya, on a normal setup in the current day life, utapata kwa dormitory, and as much as tunawaambia raise alarm, and ufinye alarm. How many alarms do we have in our dormitories? Do we have any? Do you? There is? Nico? But name a group of schools. If you have an alarm in your dormitory, I assure you, this is the best school you will. You know, best school you will ever. In most cases, in most schools, they normally don't have alarms. So in that case, you become the alarm. Wewe mwenyewe ndo alarm. Wewe ndo mwenyewe uta raise alarm. Wewe mwenyewe ndo utaitana. And now that mimi nimewafanya mtakuwa leo nimewasaidia mtakuwa fire marshals. You become the first person to let them know that this is the ideal extension you're going to use on that particular time. So the first thing you do is to raise alarm. You shout, fire! So that everybody from whatever distance, what when you are close, what when you are all around, what when you are darasa or anywhere else, they'll be able to notice that there's something abuse happening somewhere. So, all right? Yes, you raise alarm. The next thing. So the first one tunasema, you raise alarm. The next thing. On the evacuation procedures, use the nearest. Use the nearest exit. Use the nearest exit. So the moment umeona uko kwa dormitory, lakini sasa tunafikiria sisi dunia tokeaga huko. So lazima unajua kuna ile habit na creating kwa mwili kwa akili that mimi natumianga this is my route. So in that case, your ball is that. If the nearest exit is this one, you use that. Kama moto iko huko, there's no chance of you approaching the fire unless you have an extinguisher. Sasa use the nearest exit. Number 3. Do not, and I say do not collect personal belongings. Yaani wewe kuna kajezi ulikuwa umepewa sio wapi? Ama nini? Unaweza kufikiria kuna ile kitu mzuri umeweka kwa box. Kitu kwa kwanza ndio inapiga, akili yako inapiga the first thing. Nilikuwa na snacks kwa box. Alikuwa kwa zingine ndio. Ndio. Ama huyu jamaa aseme kuna a very big watch. Hiyo watch nimenunua 500, 1000. Ile saa yangu haichomeki. Those are personal belongings. And like I said earlier, you come first. You are the first priority. Wewe ukiwa mzima hivyo, mwili inakuwa na spare. Ukienda uchomeke mkono mmoja utapata nyingine. Something unaweza notice, gari kienda ipasuke, gari itareplacewa tu vizuri, kuna inarudi normal. Lakini kama mmoja mtu ameenda mahali kupata accident ama amepata nini, na imemhapenia vile imehappen, it is like that and it is like that. Kama ni mkono imeenda. Kama ni wewe umekuwa sasa umeamua tu kuwa careless, uende box yako iko na nguo mpya ulinunua, and it happens that you lose your foot there, you have lost your foot because you have carelessness. And for that case, that's a mark. That's a permanent mark that you won't forget. What I'm trying to say is, do not go back to collect your personal belongings. Sasa, number 4. Do not use a lift. Ama do not use a lift ama use the elevator. Sasa assume you are in on a higher place, maybe or within a campus, maybe kukue nayo, maybe umeenda pale campus, pale unatumia lift, and then the next thing moto imetokea. Wewe unajonga lift hapo ni dakika moja ndio umeshafika chini, si ndio? Alright? On that case, on that day, can we use your foot? Asamanga the shortcut is the wrong. Shortcut is the wrong cut. Ndio? Tena kutumia hiyo elevator, alafu elevator inatumia stima. Moto ikitokea, si interfere na stima. Ndio? The moment you interfere na stima, si circuit breakers zinaanguka. What happens to the elevator? Sina kwa. Kama iko katikati na kwambia huko. But the one thing with the elevator, kama imekwama hakuna mpaka ya action. So wengine wakienda kupambana na moto, au kwa elevator kupambana peke yake. Alright? Can you see the danger? So do not use a lift, do not use an elevator. Two, do not use an elevator in instance of fire. Sasa. The next thing, assemble. Assemble at a fire assembly point. Every place, every institution, every other area, wanakuwa wametengewa mahali. And if you can check closely, I know you'll try to identify whether there's such a gap. There's always a fire assembly point. Why do you think it's important for us to assemble at a fire assembly point? It's good. Wewe ukitoka unaanza kupotea, unaanza kama moto imezidi, kama kumekuwa vile kumekuwa, whatever the case. Kama unaweza kuzima, kama hujaweza, kama imekuwa, kama whatever the case, it's always good for you to report at a fire assembly point. Why do you think it's important, gentlemen? Kwa nini tunaassemble hapo? Brainstorm. Kwa nini unataka kukusanyika wakati moto imechomeka, kumekuwa vile kumekuwa nini? Why is it good for you to assemble? Okay. Kimani. Okay. Why is it good to assemble at a fire assembly point? Before the tool, just give me an idea. For your language, people. Yes, please. Just in case kuna ile usaidizi ya county government ya nani, NIPA, ya nani, wote. Easier to coordinate from. It is easier to coordinate from there. Who else has an idea? Yes, please. Victories ndio challenge. Na challenge, gentlemen. Bwana msikwe hivi mniangushe bwana. Yeah? Yes, it's good that you mkusanyike mahali kwa assembly point. You merge together. This is what tuna assemble pale, so that you can be able to correct a lot of code. Tunaona walimu wanakuja kwa darasa kila siku na next. Ndio. Wana collect so that they can be able to understand who is there, who is not there. Ndio. So the same case. In an instance where there was fire out there, it is always good to know that everyone is safe. Ndio. It's good that ukuje kila mtu kuhesabu roll, wote kama tunakuwa 50, tuko 50. Just in case tuko 49, ako wapi huyo mmoja na huyo mmoja ni nani? Ndio. Seriously important. Very important. So wewe usitokee unaona ndio unasomeka au unatoka wewe na kweli. Ukienda kwa mzazi umeanza stress. Sawa. Alright? Yes, ukitoka don't go. Don't leave, just kusanyika. Kusanyika mahali kuna fire assembly point, let us conduct a roll call, and then from there you are given the directions. From there unaambiwa kumekuwa chakula imechomeka nini, so you need to take a break and that all that. All right? So any questions so far? Mimi nataka muulize any other thing that you feel is very safe. Okay. Any questions so far?